So back in the mid 2000s, it really was a wild time when it came to online gaming wirelessly. On one hand, you had the PlayStation 3, which had the Wi-Fi built in, but in order to pick up one of those things, you was dishing out about $600. That's probably the reason why the system cost so much to begin with. On the other hand, you had the Xbox 360, which if you wanted to play online wirelessly, you had to get a $100 adapter and attach it to the back of the Xbox 360 so you could pick up a wireless signal. Now me, I had the Xbox 360 and I used to play online on that thing. I ain't gonna tell you how I got the wireless adapter. That's for another story time, but I had myself one of those and I used to play online gaming all night. On Xbox 360, we was playing Ghost Recon, all different types of things, Lord of the Rings, a little bit of Halo, Gears. Like, I was online gaming on 360 for a long time, but I was a PlayStation guy. So when PS3 finally came out, I was lucky enough to get my hands on one of those things. That thing was $600. I didn't buy it. I was lucky enough, my brother actually bought it for me. I picked up 2 games with it. I got Spider-Man 3, the movie game, and Resistance Fall of Man. Now, Spider-Man was a single player only game. So naturally, I played that first, beat it, and moved on to Resistance Fall of Man. With Resistance, it was single player, but it also had a multiplayer portion. Now, on PlayStation, I wasn't really thinking about multiplayer. At that time, like, even with PS2, it was SOCOM really that you played online with PS2, and that was about it. Versus Xbox, which had Halo and all this other type of stuff that you can play online with. And so 360 was the natural evolution, and you were able to play multiplayer games online with that. But PlayStation, I was like, I'm pretty focused on the single player stuff. So I played Resistance single player, and then I moved on to that multiplayer. And side note, Resistance Fall of Man multiplayer was absolutely fire. Like, a lot of people sleep on the online games on PlayStation 3, but Resistance Fall of Man was absolutely fuego. So I played that game on PlayStation 3, but for me personally, I didn't have the best of connections when it came to Wi-Fi. So back when I was living in the apartment, I had my Wi-Fi in the back room with my PlayStation 3, and I had the router was all the way set up in the living room. So we talking about all the way on the other end of the apartment was the living room, and my room was like literally at the back of the house. So when it came to the signal percentage, I was getting like 50% Wi-Fi signal max. And we all know, like, playing games now on Wi-Fi is a no-no. But if your signal is that bad, it is a terrible experience. But nonetheless, it was a great experience because I'm playing games online. Like, online gaming for the first time was mind-blowing. Like that, nothing, I don't think anything beats that in terms of a new experience on a game and being excited for it and having that much fun when it came to first playing games online with voice chat, playing with your friends, you know, on PlayStation, Xbox 360 like that. So I had my signal all the way in the back of the room. And it wasn't the best of times all the time. Downloads took forever. I was downloading updates and for like hours. Sometimes games even took, like if I was getting a game digital, it took a long ass time to download. But I found the solution. I found the solution. I don't even know how the solution came about. I want to say my homie brought this solution to mind and he did it first. And when I got mine, I was like, oh shit, like that's a good ass idea. So if you see in the thumbnail, I used to hang my PlayStation 3 out the window like a goddamn air conditioner in order to look for Wi-Fi signals. Huh? I know y'all thinking like, what the hell? That's dangerous. But if you grew up, when I grew up, online gaming was everything. So you did any and everything that you needed to do to play those games online. So I stuck that thing out the window. At first, I didn't have a towel on top of my PS3. I wasn't thinking. I was just trying to do whatever I needed to do in order to get the best of signals. But then my PlayStation 3 started getting scratched up. So it started getting scratched up and I'm like, damn, I got to figure out some way to alleviate this. So I put the towel on it. And it made for a snugger fit too, because we all know like the PS3 has like it's not a flat surface. It's more like a rounded top surface. So the towel helped with the sturdiness of it. And that thing was hanging out the window like a goddamn air conditioner. And so I'm looking for signals. I'm looking for signals on PS3. And back then, 2007, around that time, nobody had security on their Wi-Fi. Nobody has security on their Wi-Fi. So you looking up signals, it's about 10 or 15 signals, no Wi-Fi. So you literally, no security. You're literally picking the best signal you can find and you're going online. I would say a few people had security, but those people were few and far between. I even guessed some of the security passwords on some of those Wi-Fi signals that had passwords on them. A lot of times it was like all zeros or like 1, 2, 3, 4, counting the numbers up and stuff like that. I got lucky a few times, but most of the time it was a no security Wi-Fi signal that I picked up on, and I found one that was about 80%, 75, 80%. I was golden. I was golden great, not even a care in the world on who I was getting the signal from, how I was getting the signal, whatever I had to do to get the signal, I was getting it. And so having that signal at 80% literally made a night and day difference in order to play the games online. I didn't want to have to put a whole Ethernet cable through the house. Like, they weren't having it in the house of me putting an Ethernet cable from the living room all the way to my back room. It wasn't going to happen. There were kids involved. There's people walking through the house. It looks tacky nonetheless, and they just weren't having it. So I had to figure out a way. And sticking that PlayStation out the window was the best way. PlayStation out the window in all weather conditions. Heat waves, rainstorms, yes, snowstorms. It did not matter. I had wrapped the PlayStation in a towel, put the towel on top of the PlayStation, and then put it in the window in order to help. Like, I didn't give a damn. Like, I was doing any and everything to get that PlayStation 3 in a position to have a great Wi-Fi signal. And shit, it worked. It worked. Like, I cannot complain. Like, I was thankful enough my PlayStation didn't get wet to the point where it did stop working or anything like that. I was just cool, and we was playing online gaming for all night. Call of Duty, all different types of games. NBA Live, NBA 2K. We was online all day and night. At that time, I was a teenager working a part-time job, probably like 15 to 20 hours a week, making enough money to literally buy a brand new game and some snacks every week.
Being a broke ass nigga didn't help my case. I gotta remember that.
That was literally my routine. I would go to work, buy a game on, I would just get paid on Thursday. So I would buy a game that Friday, and then that whole weekend, it was nothing playing online and eating junk food. Yo, that was some of the best times as far as gaming that I've had. Was no care in the world, no bills. All my money went straight to gaming and snacks, bro. That was everything. But I don't know if y'all ever did this, but let me get in the comment section. Let me know if y'all ever had to put y'all PlayStation or Xbox or just a gaming console in general in a certain position in order to, I would say, maximize your gaming experience. It don't even got to be Wi-Fi. Just whatever you had to do to maximize your gaming experience. Let me know down in the comment section. Of course, rate the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm gonna try to have more Storytime videos up on this channel. Story Main has entered the chat, and we're gonna have a good time with it. So let's get active. I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace.